What if everything you thought you knew about space was a lie? You've been told the sun is yellow, that space is freezing cold, and that black holes swallow everything. But what if the truth is far stranger? These aren't just myths, they're secrets the universe hides in plain sight. Stay till the end, and don't forget to subscribe before your mind explodes. Number 10. The sun is yellow. When you look at the sky during sunrise or sunset, the sun looks golden, orange, or even red, and that's why most people believe the sun is yellow. But the truth is, the sun isn't yellow at all. It's white. The sun emits light across all visible colors in the spectrum, including red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. And when all these colors mix together, they create white light. The reason we see the sun as yellow or red is because of our atmosphere. Blue light has shorter wavelengths, which get scattered in different directions by air molecules, leaving behind the warmer colors that reach our eyes. Number 9. The dark side of the moon. People often talk about the dark side of the moon, but that's not really a thing. There is no side of the moon that stays permanently dark. What's true is that the moon is tidally locked to Earth, which means it spins on its axis at the same rate that it orbits us. So we always see the same face. The other side, which people call the dark side, gets just as much sunlight as the one we see, but it's simply hidden from Earth's view. It's actually called the far side of the moon. Scientists have even thought about placing a giant radio telescope on the far side since it's naturally shielded from Earth's radio signals, making it the quietest place in the entire solar system. Number 8. The asteroid belt is crowded. Movies make it look like flying through the asteroid belt is a dangerous adventure filled with near misses and crashing rocks. But the truth couldn't be more different. The asteroid belt, located between Mars and Jupiter, is mostly empty space. The asteroids are so far apart that the chance of two of them hitting each other is less than 1 in a billion. In fact, when NASA sends spacecraft through the asteroid belt, they don't even bother to plan complex detours because there's almost nothing to avoid. If you were standing on one asteroid, you probably wouldn't even be able to see the next one with your eyes. Number 7. The sun is on fire. It's easy to imagine the sun as a giant burning ball floating in space, but that's not what's happening. Fire, as we know it, needs oxygen to burn, and space doesn't have any oxygen. What's really happening inside the sun is something much more powerful: nuclear fusion. Deep in its core, the sun fuses hydrogen atoms together to make helium, releasing enormous amounts of energy in the process. This reaction converts a small amount of matter into pure energy, which we see as sunlight. That's why the sun shines so brightly and stays hot for billions of years without burning out. It's not fire, it's physics, an endless nuclear dance that keeps our entire solar system alive and glowing. Number 6. Mercury is the hottest planet. You might think Mercury, being the closest planet to the sun, must be the hottest, but that's not true. Venus is actually hotter. Mercury doesn't have much of an atmosphere, which means heat from the sun escapes quickly once night falls. Venus, on the other hand, has a thick atmosphere made mostly of carbon dioxide, along with clouds of sulfuric acid that trap heat through an extreme greenhouse effect. That's why Venus's surface temperature is about 465 degrees Celsius, hotter than Mercury's 430 degrees. In fact, it's so hot that metal would melt there. So even though Mercury sits closer to the sun, Venus's deadly atmosphere makes it the true oven of the solar system. Number 5. Black holes suck everything in. When people hear the word black hole, they picture a cosmic monster swallowing everything nearby. But that's not how black holes work. They don't suck everything in. They simply have strong gravity, just like any massive object does. If our sun were suddenly replaced by a black hole of the same mass, Earth would keep orbiting it exactly as it does now. The only difference would be that our world would turn cold and dark. A black hole's pull is only dangerous if you get extremely close to it, near the event horizon. From far away, it's just like any other star in terms of gravity. The idea of a black hole acting like a space vacuum cleaner is more science fiction than science fact. Number 4. Nothing escapes a black hole. For a long time, people believed that once something fell into a black hole, it was gone forever. Not even light could escape. But Stephen Hawking changed that idea with his groundbreaking discovery of what we now call Hawking radiation. According to his theory, black holes aren't completely black. They slowly release small particles of energy over time. This happens because space around the black hole isn't truly empty. It's full of tiny virtual particles popping in and out of existence. If one of these pairs appears near the edge of a black hole, one particle may fall in while the other escapes, slowly draining the black hole's energy. Over billions of years, this process could cause the black hole to shrink and eventually disappear. It's a strange, beautiful reminder that even the darkest places in the universe can glow. Just a little. Number 3, space is freezing cold. We often hear people say that space is freezing cold, but technically, space doesn't even have a temperature. Temperature measures how fast particles move, but space is almost empty. There are hardly any particles there. That means it can't really be hot or cold. What happens depends on your location. Near the sun, you'd be cooked alive, reaching hundreds of degrees Celsius, while in the shadow your body would drop to hundreds of degrees below zero. Astronauts orbiting Earth actually experience both extremes every day. The side of their suit facing the sun can get hotter than boiling water, while the shaded side can freeze instantly. So space itself isn't cold. It's just a place where heat has nowhere to go. Number 2, you would instantly explode in space. It's one of the most dramatic space myths ever, that if someone took off their helmet in space, they'd explode instantly. The truth is less explosive, but still deadly. If you suddenly found yourself in space without a suit, all the air inside your body would rush out within seconds. If you held your breath, your lungs would burst, and your blood would start to boil because of the lack of pressure, causing your body to swell to almost twice its normal size. You'd lose consciousness after about 20 seconds, and you'd die within a minute. But you wouldn't explode. Space kills in silence, not in fireworks, and that makes it even more terrifying. Number 1, the tail of a comet shows its direction. Whenever we see a comet with a glowing tail streaking across the sky, it looks like that tail is pointing behind it as it moves forward, but that's completely wrong. The tail of a comet always points away from the sun, no matter which direction the comet is actually traveling. When the sun's heat warms the icy surface of the comet, gas and dust are released, creating that bright trail. Solar radiation pushes those particles outward, away from the sun, forming a tail that can stretch millions of kilometers through space. So next time you spot a comet, remember its tail isn't showing where it's going, but rather where the sun is pushing it.